In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair scratches and scuffs on the plastic part of Funko Pop boxes. Hello YouTube friends and neighbors. Like a month or two ago, I mentioned that I repair the plastic on my toys. When I get a box, like a Monster High doll or a Funko Pop, if the plastic has a lot of shelf wear or it's scratched, I repair it. So a lot of you guys, since I've done that, is like, hey, are you going to make a video? Can you show us how to do that? So I decided it's time. I have a whole bunch of boxes here that are from slightly scratched to really scratched. And we're going to go through the process of repairing them and making them look nice. Now, the products I use, when I first started, I would say 4 or 5 years ago, I ordered a Monster High. It was a set of $3 that came in the mail, and it had a big gouge across the front, and it was really scratched up, and I was like, because I like to keep them mint in the box. And this was a mint box, so they're mint in the box, but the box was destroyed. So it really agitated me. And then a few hours later, I was repairing CDs. Now, since I have a store, I have a repair machine that you put it in and it polishes the scratches. And I thought, you know what? Let me take some of the polishing compound and see if it works. So I used this stuff when I first started doing it, and it works pretty good. This stuff is designed to take the scratches off of CDs and DVDs and whatnot. So you put it in the machine and it buffs it out, and it works well. Now, this stuff is kind of expensive. A bottle like this is $100. So I know for most of you, that's just too much. I mean, who's going to spend $100 to repair some scratches? But I figured I'll try something else for this video. We'll see how well this works. And then I'm going to try something new that I haven't tried before, but I'm like 99% sure it will work. And that is this stuff right here. This is on Amazon for under $20. It's a plastic scratch removing kit. It has 3 levels. One is just for cleaning. That's if you want to remove fingerprints and and dirt and grime, maybe a little sticker goo. Number 2 is for fine scratches, so for very light scratches. And then number 3 is for heavier scratches. So we're going to try this out. I have a whole bunch of Funko Pop. We're going to try it out multiple times so we can see what we can do. We'll see how well this works. We'll test it out versus this. And, hopefully we all learn how to make our Funko Pops look nicer. I'll put a link to this, to Amazon, to this product, so you guys can know where to order it. I get a pair of gloves because you don't want to get too many chemicals on your hands. And the other thing I like using is rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is really good for removing sticker residue. Anything that's kind of sticky or greasy, this is what I use to kind of wash it off first. And then once you wash it off, then you can polish it. If your box has food grime, like if someone spilled a little soda on it or something, that you just want to use water. This doesn't work really good for food grime. This works good for sticker residue or anything that's greasy. All right, so let's get to repairing. I have over 30 boxes, so hopefully we can get through all of them in this video, and I'll have a bunch of nice looking boxes. Let's start it right here. Okay, let's get into this. Now this one, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a scratch right here. Well, I call this kind of scratch, this is a transfer scratch. Now, something scraped on the box that was plastic that kind of left the plastic residue. A scratch like this comes right off because it's not the actual plastic getting scratched, but it's being transferred. So that's probably the easiest kind to polish. So for this scratch, I'm going to try to use the original method I used with the CD repair stuff. And we'll see how well that works. Now, I usually use a microfiber cloth or the repair sponge that came with the machine, but I'm just going to try a paper towel just to see how well this works. I figure we're going to experiment and try different ways and see what kind of results we can get. So you kind of just put it on and you start rubbing in a circle, and you keep going till you see the scratch kind of wear down. It takes a while. I would say when you're trying to repair scratches, it might take you 5-10 minutes per box. But again, with the other method, with the new polish, that might work even better. The other stuff is designed for like the headlight plastic. So it's designed to really polish it up. Now, you don't want to use so much stuff that makes a big mess, and you don't want to get the stuff all over the cardboard part. You just want to kind of keep it on the plastic. So I take a wet cloth just to wipe the residue off. Then I dry it. Alright, so after the first application, the transfer scratch is still there, but a good part of it's been removed, and a little bit of scratches here are starting to polish out. So sometimes you have to apply it a couple times. Now also, what I usually use is the polish pad, so I don't know if that helps. Maybe I'll try the polish pad. Okay, so this is this pad right here goes into my CD repair machine. So this pad helps polish, so I don't know if that helped, but I'm going to use that instead of the paper towel because I think it'll go a little faster. Now again, I'm just going to do one in my old method and then kind of compare the speed with the new method. So so I just want to really get in there and start polishing now. If I feel like I'm pushing on the plastic too much, I need a little bit more pressure, I will take the figure out and I'll push from behind the plastic. Okay, it looks like the one scratch is almost gone. Now I'm trying to avoid getting any of the stuff on the cardboard itself because I don't want to make the box sturdy. I just want to get the plastic nice and clean. Okay, so second pass, that scratch is almost completely gone and these scratches are fading. So let me give it 1/3 pass. Okay, let's see how that looks. This scratch is virtually gone. It has a very, very, very faint remnant to it. And these scratches are mostly gone. There's just a couple little that would take more work to get into that. But after 3 passes, that it looks so much better. You can barely even see the scratch now. Whereas before, it was really noticeable. Let's give it one more pass. And then even if it's not done fully, I'm going to get onto the next thing to test the new stuff. Because maybe the new stuff works better. I haven't tried it before, so I'm hoping it does. This tissue I need to wash in between each repair because you don't want to get the residue all over it. After the 4th pass, I can't really see this very, 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 very faintly if I look carefully. Now, it's still a little bit more scratched up here, but I wasn't really working on this area that much. But I think it looks a lot better. It's very crystal clear. Now, let me show you a before and after picture. I'm actually really happy with the way this looks now. Now I'm not bothered by it at all. I mean, there's a little bit of scratch here and a little bit of something here, but overall I got the one main scratch that was distracting. Okay, so that's my old method. Let me try the new method. Let me find one that has a lot of shelfware. Okay, this is a typical box that has a big path of shelfware right here. I don't know if I can see it on the camera, but it's very cloudy with lots and lots of little scratches right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But that's a box that will bug you if you see like that, because it just looks like it's been rubbing on the shelf, getting all scratched up. So let's try, I'm going to see if the fine scratch stuff will work on that or if I need the heavier scrub. And then I'm going to take the microfiber cloth that they include with the pack and we'll see if that works well. Okay, so I'm going to put a little dab on here. Okay, so this stuff is kind of a grayish color, so I don't really want to get that on the cardboard because I don't want to stain the cardboard. But what I do want to do is get all the plastic nice and clean. Now this stuff, just feeling it, it feels slightly more grittier than the CD polish that I normally use. So this might actually grind it more and polish it more. So this might actually work easier with the Funko Pop, although it seems a little bit messier. So this stuff might need to be cleaned off more. But all right, let me scrub it down for like 30-40 seconds. Now with the CD polish I normally use, it kind of dries up after 30 seconds. I think that polish is more water-based. This one feels like it might be more of a like an oil-based polish. So this stuff might need, well, it comes with a cleaner, so you might have to use the cleaner that it comes with to get the polish off. Okay, this stuff seems to leave a little bit of residue, so I'm going to use the cleaner that it comes with. I'm going to use a second cloth just for the cleaner. Now, I'm sure these cloths are reusable after you, when you're done, if you just rinse them with a little water, you should be able to reuse them. That's what I usually do with all my stuff. Okay, let's look at this box. I have to say a lot of the lighter scratches disappeared. So a lot of the deeper scratches still look like they're there. But overall, I'm already seeing improvement after the first try. Let me see if I use the deeper scratch remover. So I'm going to test this out. I'm going to try the deeper scratch remover. What you probably have to do is after you use this stuff, you have to use the stage 2 to polish out. This probably leaves like a light film of scratches. That's what I'm assuming. All right, so we got a little bit there. Let's give this 30 seconds of polish. Now, if the cleaning cloth doesn't work that well and the sponge or the repair pad works better, I might recommend that you get one of those repair pads, and I'll link to where you can buy those. Those are about $3 each. Even though it's for CDs, it might work better for polishing your Funko Pop boxes. All right, let me wipe that down, see how well it looks afterwards. Okay, so after that polish, the plastic looks slightly hazy, like it got a little bit scratched, but I think the deeper scratches are a little bit less. So let's see how well it polishes up after I use the number 2. Now I use a circular motion. I've always been taught this is the best way to polish, so that you're not like digging a gouge in as you're doing it. Okay, let's see how this looks. Let's wipe it down a little bit. Then I'll use the cleaner, and then we'll get an idea of how well this worked after a couple of polishes. To try to clean it. Oops. Don't want to get too messy. Oops, this I sprayed a little bit too much. Don't want to destroy my Funko Pop. I want to make it look nicer. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's see how this looks. Still slightly scratched, but a lot better. I almost can't see if I'm really looking in the light to look for the scratches, I can see it. But I can't see it so well. It's not 100% perfect, but I'm pretty happy with that. But box 3, I'm going to try the set of polish I got from Amazon, but with the polishing pad to see how that combination works. Alright, let me do a close-up before and after picture of this box. That's pretty good. I mean, it could use more work, but overall, it's a lot more presentable. Okay, let's do something simple. Now, this is a box that has a big gooey stain on it. That might be a glue stain. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that I can just remove with some rubbing alcohol. So let's give that just a paper towel. They'll spray rubbing alcohol. And it's coming right up. Oh, that cleans right off. That's no problem at all. That's super easy repair. 10 seconds. Yeah, that came right off. It's really good for like a glue or a grease. So that one's perfect now. Alright, that one was the easiest. Okay, let's do one that's pain in the butt. So something like this. Now, a lot of people don't like the sticker on the plastic. They rather on the bottom of the box. But I feel like it's a lot easier to clean up the aftermath of a sticker on the plastic than you can on the box. So usually I just try my best to peel. Sometimes you might need a hair dryer or something to heat it up a little bit, just to make the sticky part a little bit easier to pull off. But I'm gonna try my best just to remove this. Sometimes you gotta deal with giant stickers when stuff's on sale. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get your deals. And I don't mind 5 or 10 minutes to clean it up. If 5-10 minutes, but if you save $4 or $5, I think I paid like $3 for this pop. I think I got them when they were on sale, $5 each, buy 2 get 1 free. So it's $10 for 3, so it's $3.33. Okay, so that's, you just kind of pick at the sticker until you get a nice bit that comes off, and it came off relatively cleanly. Usually what I do is after I pull the sticker off, I kind of just go like that to anywhere where the sticker is still, and that usually pulls off the rest of the sticker. Okay, so that's relatively clean. I mean, she's almost perfect, but she has shelf wear right there, like all these little scubby marks. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I am going to try, I'm going to use the pad, but the polished stuff I got from Amazon, to see if that works better with the pad. It's about as much polishing as I want to do because I'm getting tired. Okay, so that was the level 3 polish. So it does, the plastic looks slightly cloudy when you use the 3. I think that's just because it grinds it down. Okay, in the case of a pop like this that feels a little too scratched, just for some light scuffing, I'm going to take the pop out so that I can put my hand in the box and give it a little bit of support on the plastic. Like that, so that I can really push down and give it a good polish. Because I don't want to break the plastic or push it into the point where it doesn't work, until it doesn't look nice. And sometimes the stuff is so scratched up, you really need to just give it a good workout. Sometimes you're a little demotivated when you're doing this stuff, but then after a couple tries, you actually start noticing it looks nice. And then you're like, yeah. And that's the point. You want to make your toys look nicer. That's why you're doing this, right? That's why I'm doing it. That's why you want to know about it. Okay, I'm not going to get it super clean. I just want to see if the scratches look like they're coming off. Okay, I'm seeing some progress. Those scratches are really deep. Maybe I just have to work with the level 3 stuff. I think I'm making progress, but it's kind of hard to tell. Because I think this level 3 leaves kind of a light scratch film on it that you have to polish off with the level 2. I'm going to give it a couple more passes and then polish it out and just live with whatever the results are. Because, I mean, overall, even if it's slightly still kind of scratched, as long as overall it looks presentable, I'm happy. You know, if you're 5 feet away and your pop looks like it's got a giant scratch on it, that can be, you know, agitating. But if you can't really notice the scratches till you're really up close, I mean, usually most brand new pops have manufacturer scratches and things on it that it's not perfectly smooth plastic. So, I mean, perfection is silly. Technically, I think I could also just open this up to really get a good leverage on it. Okay. Try that. Now I'm using a towel to hold it down because I don't want to get the polish on the cardboard because I don't want to damage the art. All I want to do is get the plastic nice and shiny and remove most of the scratches. Yeah, and this probably works better if I have it flat like this because I feel like I'm getting more leverage on it. Before, with the box open, it's just like you feel like you're pushing on the plastic and you can't really push into it that well. Hopefully I'm not damaging it, but you know what, this is an experiment because normally I only repair the pops if they have the contact scratches, like the first one I repaired. And the shelfware ones I don't really repair as often just because they take more work. Okay, so she's not perfect mint. There's still a little bit of scratching on it. But overall, she looks a lot nicer than before I started. Pretty happy with it. I mean, there's a couple deeper scratchy bits that probably be really hard to get out. With a lot of work, I probably could get them out, but overall, I'm happy with that. But I'm happy with that. I mean, if I put her up on a shelf in her box, she would look really nice. You couldn't even tell that it had that much scratches. Okay, this is a noticeable scratch. Now, overall, it's got a little bit of scratching all over, but he has... like this area and a little bit of this, there's just some more noticeable scratches, but I feel like that scratch I should be able to get out pretty easily. I think that was 3 passes. This is still a little bit deeper. I mean, it's looking better, but it's really scuffy. I think the edge is looking a lot better. You know what? I think what helped was when I took the other one out of the box. So I'm going to take this one out of the box too. Okay, let's really polish this out. Definitely a noticeable difference. Okay, let me do one more application and then I'm going to quit on this one because I think it'll be good enough. Now, with anything, you have to remember, you have to be careful and gentle because if you hold your box funny or you push really hard the wrong way, you can dent it and damage it. So this is a delicate process. So you might want to, if you're going to try to clean or polish some scratched ones, start with some of your cheaper ones. Don't, if you have a really expensive one, I wouldn't do that right away until you feel confident. And I'm still worried half the time I'm going to damage something, even though I've been doing this for a long time. So again, I mean, it's not perfect. I still see some scratches and marks on it, but it's a lot better than it was. I mean, it looks pretty shiny. You can't really tell the marks unless you look up close. Let me take a picture so we can kind of compare. Guess the main thing I want to get cleaned are more of the ones with the stickers because, again, the plastic here itself is not that bad, but it has a big old sticker on it. So I'm going to see if I can remove the sticker and clean it relatively fast. Okay, here we go. That sticker came right off. It just has one little patch of sticker residue right here, which I'm just going to see if I can use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and get that right off. Yeah, that one's perfect. There's no marks on it. So that's awesome. Sticker came right off. It looks beautiful. That's what you want. You want an easy to clean sticker. Sometimes you gotta try each corner until you find one that starts coming up a little bit more. Because the last thing you want to do is scratch up the plastic trying to get the sticker off. Usually what I do is I use multiple fingers and I just peel slowly and kind of feel, because right here and here it's ripping, and then it makes it harder for the sticker, so you gotta kind of re-pick at it, get it back, there you go, and then slowly, just very slowly.
You don't want to be in too much of a rush. You do it too fast, the sticker's going to break and it'll be a much bigger mess. All right, again, there's a couple spots that the sticker stuck, so I'm going to go like that a few times till the sticker comes up. Got a little bit of residue left. Again, I'm going to use a little rubbing alcohol and rub off the sticker residue. I do like these cloths. These are nice cloths. Okay, now right here, there's a little bit of shelf wear. It's not that heavy, so I'm going to see if I can polish that off. Overall, I mean, it's still a little bit worn there, but overall, I think it's a lot better than the stickers removed. This is one that really bugs me. This shelf here and right here. Okay, so that's the main one I want to try to clean up. Now this is the kind of make it break it piece, because this is the one where the scratching is the most noticeable. It has a good chance to get the best results, but there's the sticker here. Oh, and I don't want to damage that sticker. So this one has to be super careful. Since this is a figure I really like, this is the one I might put into effort to really get it nice if I can. Alright, so I was going at it with the CD DVD polish, and I was having a hard time getting the kind of cheaper shelfware. So I decided to give this stuff another go, another try. The 3 and the 2. And I have to say, I made a lot of progress. You know, there's still a very faint wear on it. But I feel if I put another half an hour to an hour of scrubbing away at it, probably could have made it perfect. You know, I got that one. The side I didn't work on it as much, but overall I'm happy. It looks a lot more displayable. Alright, should I do one more? Alright, this one just has sticker residue, so I'm going to see if I can clean that off with rubbing alcohol. Now this one, I mean, this is a cheap pop. You could probably pick it up for $5. That's probably why it's beat up, because no one bought it, so it sat on the shelf for the longest time. But I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to work too hard to get the scratches off, just because it's a cheaper pop and it's not as important to me to have this one looking super nice. So rubbing alcohol, and it's gone. Literally, 10 seconds rubbing alcohol took that big glob of sticker residue off. This would probably take me half an hour to polish down to the point where it's pretty nice. Maybe I'll give it a quick polish just to see, because this one is very noticeable. Alright, I put about 10 minutes into it. I figured I'd polish him a little bit, and he looks a lot better. I mean, there's still some deeper scratches there and there, but overall he is so much more presentable. And that this time I used the 3-2-1. So at first I was not liking it because the 3 leaves kind of residual scratches as you're polishing it, but if you use the 2 a couple times after you use the 3, it polishes right up, and then you have to wash it a little bit. But overall I think it's faster. I think I'm getting the scratches off better. I am using the polishing pad that I got from the CDs, so I'm going to link to that because I think you need the polishing pad. I think it polishes it faster than just with the microfiber. But I was reading the instructions, and they do recommend that you wash the surface first. So you use the one to clean the surface so that if it gets off any dust or grime that you might scratch into the plastic as you're scrubbing. But I'm pretty happy with it. I think it turned out pretty good. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot more presentable than it did. It was so scratched up. Alright, so I spent about 2.5 hours, I would say, trying to repair. I didn't get through everything I wanted to get through. I feel like some of this other stuff will be easy, so I'm going to do that on my own time. I wanted to go through the process of polishing the plastic and repairing them. I kind of had to relearn because it's been a while since I've done it. I'm pretty happy with the results. I spent a lot of time trying to polish this one up from the one little spot, which
I was using this stuff. This stuff's really good for very light scratches. It does a clean job. It's easy to clean up. But I feel like once I figured out how to use this stuff kind of works faster. It's messier. So you really need a wet cloth or be near a bathroom so you can clean it up. And my fingers went a little pruny. But this stuff is really good. This for, let's see, which one did I do last? Okay, so for the Frank Walker, I'm pretty happy. You know, it still has some residual shelfware, but overall it's a lot better than it was. You could, you know, from a foot away you don't even notice it anymore, whereas before it just looked like a big cloudy scratch field. So this one, I polished it with the number 3 2 or 3 times for like 30 seconds to a minute each, and then I wiped it off with a wet cloth each time to clean it up, and then I did 2 or 3 more times with the number 2. Again, 30 seconds to a minute. So overall, I spent like 5-10 minutes, and it came out pretty good. So I think that's the fastest. I should have done that on this one. I probably would have speed up the process. So while I'm cleaning up the rest of these, that's what I'm going to do, because that seemed like the fastest process. Oh, also with this box, I took him out, and I've put it flat. This time I put a piece of cardboard in the box, just like a thin comic book board. So I put a piece of cardboard in there so I could put a little bit more pressure. I flattened the box, and I was scrubbing it. So the best process I found was using this polishing pad, using the number 3, use that 2 or 3 times. You wipe it down with a wet cloth, clean it up in between each time. Then use the number 2 or 3 times, and it ends up looking pretty good. Oh, and I washed it first with the rubbing alcohol. As you saw, I removed the sticker and any of the dust and dirt. Washed it first just so I wouldn't further scratch it. So I think that was the fastest process. This one I spent way too much time on. If I had done the same process as with this, I probably would have had better results. And I need to clean them up a little bit more. Now, this stuff is a little bit messier than the CD stuff. So you gotta be prepared to clean up. Now, this one just had a greasy stain on it, which I think was from probably some glue or something. Rubbing alcohol took it right off. Took 2 seconds to clean up. This guy just had the transfer mark right across the front. That I used the CD cleaner. Worked really good. I probably could have used the number 2 and it would have worked really well. Captain America just had a lot of the scratches down the side. Again, I used just the CD cleaner, so I probably spent more time on this than I had to if I had just used the 2 and the 3 from the Nova stuff. But he looks a lot better than he did. This one really just needed to be cleaned up with rubbing alcohol and a little bit of polish just to remove the sticker. This again was just a sticker removal, so he looks pretty good once that was removed. This one had a lot of surface scratches, but they weren't too deep, so the CD repair stuff actually worked pretty good on this one. I'm happy. This is one that I was disappointed that was kind of beat up when I bought it, but I'm happy it looks good. And then this one I put the most effort into just because it's a $50 rock candy. It's hard to get, and it still has some residual shelf wear on the plastic, but overall it looks a lot nicer. I'm happy with this. Before, I would look at it and I would just see this big strips of wear like it was rubbing on another box, and I didn't like the way it looked. So now I'm very happy. I got through about a third. So it's not a quick process. I don't do this to make them more sellable. I just sell them as is when I get them. If I'm going to sell ones that I don't want, I just do this because I want it to look nice in my collection. If you're going to put something on display that you enjoy, you want it to look nice. You don't want to restore it where you remove the plastic and put new plastic, because that kind of destroys the collectability of it. I think you need to keep the plastic. But I think making the plastic look a little bit nicer, I have no problem with that. I will do that with any of my toys. I don't really do older toys from the 80s and earlier because the plastic starts getting yellow and brittle. But with modern plastic, it works great. If you guys have any other method that you use to repair your boxes, to get rid of the scratches or make them look better, let me know. I mean, maybe there's even a better process. I hope this video helped you. I'm going to link below to all the different products that I used in this video, so it's easy. I mean, this set was less than $20. You can get rubbing alcohol at like your local Duane Reade, CVS, Walmart, Walgreens, any place that sells rubbing alcohol, usually in like the first aid section. It's $1 or $2. This stuff's cheap. This is like a miracle for cleaning stickers off stuff. I'll link to the CD repair stuff. I don't think you need to get this. I think I was happier with these. Once I figured out how to use this, I think I was happier. So you don't have to buy this. But getting a polishing pad, I think, does really help. And these are cheap. I believe they're maybe $3, maybe $5. I'm not 100% sure, but if you get one, you'll use this thing forever. I mean, you won't have to replace it after. Probably be able to repair hundreds of things. You just have to wash it. After I'm done with the video, I'm going to use a little soap and water, just clean up the stuff off of it. And it's good to go. And so, same with all the microfiber cloths. Little soap, water, wash them up, let them dry, and I'll be ready to go for my next repairs. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was insightful and it gave you some ideas of how to make your pops that are a little bit scratched up with stickers and all that cleaner and more presentable in your collection. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If this is the first time watching my channel and you appreciate this kind of content and you want to see more like it, please subscribe. I always like making videos that are helpful for people, help you collect, tips for collecting, tips for making your collection look nicer, and that kind of stuff. It's fun. I like collecting with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!